Hello, this is Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Bregman of the Jewish Executive Learning Network, and in today's short and sweet clip, I'd like to share with you another nice insight into the Parsha, Torah portion Shemos. This is another idea that I bring in my new work, short and sweet on the Parsha. Here we go. Chapter 1, verse 17 of the Parsha says that the midwives feared God. They had Yiras Elokim. Pay attention to those words. So they feared God, they had Yiras Elokim, and they didn't do like the king of Egypt, Paro, wanted, and they caused the Jewish boys to live. What happened? Paro had decreed that the midwives should put to death the Jewish babies, the Jewish boys, the firstborn boys, just because that was the law of the land. All the firstborn Jewish babies got to be killed. But what does the verse say? That they had Yiras Elokim, they feared Hashem, and they wouldn't do murder, and they disobeyed. Simple question the Mefarshim ask, simple question, it's an obvious question, is, wait a minute, what does this have to do with Yiras Elokim, fear of God? Because they feared God, they didn't want to do it? Because they feared God? Many people out there in the world don't believe in God, and they won't murder. They're not going to take innocent babies, certainly that aren't theirs, and go put them to death. What is their reaction that they were not going to follow through have to do with Yiras Elokim? You hear the question? What does that have to do with being God-fearing? A lot of people won't murder, and they're not God-fearing per se, or maybe even believe in God at all. So what's this about? So Rav Gifter Zatzal discussed this question in his Sefer Pirkei Torah, and the truth is he was preceded in this answer by the Brisker Rav. And the answer goes like this. The answer is that what happens is that there's many people who act correctly, act properly, act in a fine, refined kind of way. They do the right thing at the right time, normally, but if they'd be under a lot of pressure, they'd be willing to change what they do. Meaning, under normal circumstances, a person might not do X, Y, or Z. But if they're really stressed or under a lot of pressure, psychological, financial, health, or whatever else, they'll find all kinds of heterim, leniencies for this and that, and all kinds of justification. So what's the point? Says Rav Gifter, said the Brisker Rav, the reason Shifra and Pua, the two Jewish midwives, didn't follow Paro's instructions, and they didn't kill the Jewish babies, it wasn't because it was murder. Although it was, the answer is because they had Yiras Elokim. They were God-fearing. Only, says the Brisker Rav and Rav Gifter, only if a person's truly God-fearing will that be the anchor in the ground that keeps you doing the right thing no matter what. No matter what. Even if you're under pressure. A lot of people say, yeah, murder's wrong. But if under pressure, they could change their mind. The reason that Shifra and Pua didn't commit murder was not because it felt wrong to them in some kind of ecumenical, humanistic kind of way. No. It was because they had Yiras Elokim, that Hashem said it's wrong, and not because of any other factor or variable. And in truth, this is a theme that you're going to find in Parsha Shemos a lot. If you look in the Medrash, in Shemos Rabbah, at the beginning of the Medrash in Shemos Rabbah, it talks about Paro. Did you know that Paro was at first the king in Mitzrayim, and when the people said, hey, let's go kill the Jewish kids, he said no. At first Paro said no, and you know what they did? They kicked him off the throne for a few months. They actually deposed him for a few months. Finally, the Medrash says he came back, he goes, all right, if you'll take me back, I'll do anything you say. They let him have his position back. You hear? When a person feels that they're under pressure or that they're somehow going to lose thereby, all of a sudden, their moral compass fades. And it's only if you have genuine Yiras Elokim, Yiras Shamayim, we could trust you that you're always going to do the right thing, not just because you agree with it, not because it feels right to you, but nothing is going to sway you. No wind is going to come that's going to blow you off doing the right thing. Anyway, this is Rabbi Bregman. I hope you enjoyed today's short and sweet clip. If you'd like to order a copy of Short and Sweet on the Parsha, my brand new book that contains this Devar Torah and 1,000 other good insights like that, just drop me an email. I'd be happy to send you a copy. Director@jeln.org. Thank you.